just walked past this little creek here, and it's named Johnny All Alone Creek. It's commemorating a long dead marshman. That's all the info I've got on it, I'm afraid, but I thought it's worth mentioning. And yeah, it's a nice sort of little beach bit down there as well that you could sit on, overlooking, yeah, sort of the Essex side of the Stour. It's lovely. I've passed Johnny All Alone Creek and carried on along by the river, and then gone through this hawthorn hedge here, and it's telling me to turn left now and head inland towards like Harkshead and the next pub. So there's the other footpath going along there, carrying on by the river, and yeah, we're going to start heading inland now and across the peninsula up to the River Orwell. And then you're probably not going to be able to see this again, but I'll try and zoom in. Just in the centre of the screen there is the massive tower of the Royal Hospital school building there. You can see that for miles and miles around. And apparently Griff Rhys-Jones lives near there. Like I say, we're not going anywhere near his gardens today. This old guy just in front of me is French, and he's a long distance cycler, and he's been cycling for over 6 months around Europe and England, and he's just asked me for directions to London. And we're on the Shotley Peninsula in Suffolk. I was like, mate, you've got a lot of cycling to do. He's a nice guy. A little bit creepy, I wasn't too sure about him really. He was giving me funny looks, but yeah, I've said to him, head that way. You want to get to Manningtree, mate, and cross over cross over the River Stour really. And he wants to cycle along the coast. I said, well, yeah, you want to then get to Harwich and stuff to get to London, but bloody hell, better him than me. Anyways, right, back to my walk. I don't know where I am now. That's completely threw me out. So yeah, we've headed inland and we're at Needle Corner at the moment. So we're heading along another country lane. Nice couple of trees here. So my crazy old French guy has gone off this way ahead of me on his bike. And yeah, we're heading we're heading past Hawkshead, but we can sort of turn left as a short detour and head to the pub. That's my plan anyway. I just can't get over that. Like, he's been cycling sort of around Europe and Italy and Spain and France and England for like the last few years, and I was like, what do you do for a job? And he said in like really broken English that he's a gardener at the castle of Versailles, or the gardens of Versailles or something. And I'm just like, blimey, like, how would you get that holiday booked off from there? I want to go and cycle round Europe for about 4 years. You'd have to leave your job, surely. Like, I don't quite get how he's, like, he must be earning money somehow. I've no idea. He had this funny little leather waistcoat on, and I thought he could be making money as like as a mature rent boy, but he's a strange one. He's a nice bloke, but yeah, completely eccentric. But that's cool though, when you meet people like that. Yeah, it's just, he had like an eye missing as well. He had an eye missing, hardly any teeth in his head. Like, he had a tan that made him look like a piece of leather. You know, he clearly he's just outside all the time. But absolutely brilliant. Entering Harkshead now to the pub. Okay, here's the Baker's Arms pub and restaurant in Harkshead. Hopefully it's open. Unfortunately it's closed. It's going to reopen at 6. It's 5:20 now, so I haven't got long to wait, but in 40 minutes I could cover some ground. So moving on to Chelmondiston. We've arrived at Harkshead Church and we're going to be turning left down this footpath over this stile where this ginger cat is. And before we do that, we'll see if we can get in the church and have a look. So I can see this from a way away. So it's St Mary's Church of Harkshead. Nice little avenue leading up to it. It could well be closed because, as I say, it's nearly 6 o'clock. But either way, I'm probably going to stop here for a little break, refill my water bottles, and then I'll carry on. Hello you. I've made 2 new friends. I haven't got any food. What you can have anyway. After leaving the church at Harkshead, where we went left over that little stile, followed the path between some horse paddocks out to a field, and then turned right and then left to head down this lane. And at the bottom of that we are going to be turning right along Lovers Lane. Oi oi, none of that. So we've reached the end of Lovers Lane and we're now turning left onto Harkshead Road, heading up to Chelmondiston. And the weather's still staying rather nice, which is good. Right, we've left Lings Lane, which we followed for like a mile from Harkshead, and we're now entering Chelmondiston / Pin Mill. Now we're meant to turn left down there down Woodlands to continue up to Pin Mill and up to the Orwell River, but I'm going to head along here to the pub. So to the pub. Okay, and here we are at the Red Lion. Let's see if it's open. It looks a bit dark and quiet in there. Oh no, I see sort of a woman drinking in there. Excellent. I think I've just been served by Suffolk's poshest woman. Very friendly but incredibly posh. So yeah, this is the Red Lion pub in Chelmondiston. £2.15 for half an aspal. So the Rose at Shotley's got you beat there. £1.80 that was. Anyway, so I'm going to stop here for a little bit. So I've left the Red Lion pub in Chelmondiston. Very posh there. It was sort of like one of those restaurant sort of eating pubs, you know, with a bar. So I've left there, heading along this bridleway just past the school in the village, and it's going to lead me out eventually to the River Orwell and Pin Mill, which is the next pub on the walk and the final pub. So what I'm going to do is get a drink there, and I'm going to ask them if, you know, they can fill up my water bottles as well for camp tonight. So yeah, the weather's staying really nice. It's about 7 o'clock now, so hopefully it's not going to get dark too soon, because I've probably still got the best part of an hour's walking left in order to find somewhere to camp. So far so good. We're now turning left down this bridleway towards Pin Mill. In front of me is a lovely little picnic area by the river at Pin Mill. It's called Pin Mill Cliff, and I tell you what, you could probably get away with a sneaky little wild camping there overnight. I mean, it says no camping here, but I don't know if anyone's going to check up on you. So yeah, and then down this road here is Pin Mill, and I believe it's called the Butter and Oyster Pub, which I've been to before when I did the store in Orwell. It's a really nice pub. That's the last pub on the walk. As you can see, there's this board here about Arthur Ransom, the author and journalist. This famous children's author is best known for his Swallows and Amazons series of books. He moved from the Lake District to live near Pin Mill so that he could enjoy sailing on the sea. And as his stories unfolded, he immortalised life on the river in the 1930s. The River Orwell and Stour Estuary are treasure places, and many of the locations he illustrated in his books are still there to be enjoyed today. That's a picture of him there. It's also worth mentioning from the book here, he incorporated the riverside setting in 2 of his books, The Big Six and We Didn't Mean to Go to Sea. And yeah, there's this boat here called the Nancy Blackett Goblin, a little white cutter with red sails. We didn't mean to go to sea. So I don't know if you've read the book or not. I haven't myself, but there's another picture of him there. Okay, right, we're going to head towards Pin Mill now. Pin Mill is a wonderful place to visit in all seasons. Seating on the Pin Mill Common and the foreshore gives visitors a place to relax and enjoy the ever-changing river view. Thanks to the hard, sailors can launch and land small craft. The 17th century Butter and Oyster pub snuggles cosily into the land, and just beyond, a path guides visitors into National Trust woodland, where several walks are available. And of course it also lies on the Stour and Orwell long distance route, which I've done. Okay, let's go and have a look. So yeah, I know the pub is just up here, because when I've been here before, there's this little back road, and yeah, you're not allowed cars down this point, I believe anyway. Just look at that view, that's lovely. The tide's out, and yeah, just where these people are here on the right hand side, that's the Butter and Oyster. So heading in there. It looks quite busy actually. Okay, once again on this walk to the pub.